here because it means a lot. Because there's a lot of 1 in 7 kids in our community go hungry every night. And I mean, you wouldn't think that because we live in America, and you'd think that every kid is well fed, but it's a sad truth that they're not. So, I mean, obviously you guys don't have to be here. So I just want to thank you all for coming out here and taking your time to help others. Give a Day for Hunger is a volunteering project that United Way and Feeding America both help out with, and basically got this whole program running. So it helps with the backpack program. So we have a bunch of volunteers come in, and we all pack backpacks for the backpack program, and we put them in boxes and we give them to the backpack program, and they send it with the kids over spring break and fall break. The backpack program only ran during the normal weekdays and over the weekend. So we got thinking, well, what's happening to those kids over the longer periods of time that they're off, like the spring break and fall break? So we decided, well, we were going to do it over those breaks so that they wouldn't go hungry over those breaks. I wanted to start this program because I was playing on my mom's computer one night and I saw this ad that came up, and it was talking about this lady who would keep her kids up at night for a really long time, as long as she could, so that she wouldn't have to feed them 3 meals a day. So it was actually an ad for the backpack program. So my mom got involved with, well, she called United Way, and United Way actually asked if she could meet us, and we got talking about maybe a bigger plan to get more kids involved in this. So that's how the first Give a Day for Hunger got started.
My name is Vicki Abshire, and I'm the lead manager here at Feeding America Volunteer Center, and we deal with the volunteers that come in each day to help out. They backpack, and we do about 20,000 of those a month, and we do 6,500 CSLP boxes, and those are for our senior citizens. We could not do this without our volunteers. It's very important that they find the time to come out to help us, and we just appreciate all this that we get from our community. We serve 42 counties, and I don't know what I say. We're just very, very happy that we get this big of a turnout.
it's grown substantially. Our first Give a Day for Hunger, we only had about under 100 volunteers. And the latest one, we had about 506 volunteers, and we packed the most bags we've ever packed in a Give a Day for Hunger program before. And I actually recently learned that Give a Day for Hunger became the biggest volunteerism program that United Way has.
My name is Jama Bennett, and I work for Hardin County Schools, and I'm the proud principal at James T. Alton Middle School. And for several years now, I have been interested in getting our kids involved in a community service project. I thought it would be a great thing for our 8th graders to perhaps begin and end their school year with showing that they can work as a team, and then showing that they can help one another and do things for others. In addition, that we have the work ethic standard community service, which allows them to begin preparing for high school, for scholarships that they may apply for. And I just think it's good for kids to see that they can help others in need.
Today we're filling backpacks for children in schools that aren't as fortunate, that need food to come home. I think it's important because we sometimes take for granted that kids can't learn unless their stomachs are full, and I think it's just a great community activity, and even the small kids that are here get to see how important it is and how blessed they are. And I just think that this is a great way to help kids in the community. And I've actually got to see some of the kids take these backpacks home, and how the look on their face and how comforting it makes them feel. And for me personally, that's just a great thing.
When Amber came and spoke to our students, she shared some amazing statistics with them regarding families that are in poverty and the need that our community and a bunch of the surrounding communities have for this type of service. In addition, there are several students within Hardin County Schools that receive some of these services. And we don't target those kids in any way whatsoever, but several of these kids that are working today are actually recipients of the backpack program. So it helps them to see what is involved in the gift that they receive weekly.
Sometimes kids today don't realize how lucky they are and how even they take for granted, the food on their table when they come home from school, and they don't realize that not every child gets that when they get to go home. And I think that it's a great eye-opening experience, and not only do they get to help their community and their peers, but they also, it's kind of humbling, they also get to understand how fortunate they are. And I just think that starting at a young age like this, they can only grow and go further from here. So I think that having the small kids included in things like this is a great thing. Being a parent myself, there are so many everyday stresses. I could not imagine if food was one of the things that I had to be concerned about for my child. With school and sports and health, having to worry about what I'm going to prepare my child for dinner, and would be no greater stress than thinking that I couldn't supply for my child. So I think that this, as a parent for me, I think this is a great thing, and just to let some parents, have that comfort in knowing that on the weekends they don't have to worry about feeding their child all the time, that there is other supports there for them, is really important.
From a volunteerism standpoint, I've been volunteering with things ever since first grade, since my first grade teacher got me involved in this, like in just volunteering in general and donating to food banks. So from a volunteerism standpoint, it hasn't changed me a lot, but it has opened my eyes to how many people in this community are actually in need of help. Because at first, volunteering, I just thought it was something good to do, but I didn't actually comprehend how many people actually needed help. But now, after about 3 years, I realized that there are a ton of kids, some people probably even in my school, that are even in my class, that need help. So it's opened my eyes from that point. They can contact United Way and ask about the Give a Day for Hunger program, or they can talk to us personally on our Facebook page, Give a Day for Hunger. I would say well, it's the right thing to do, because if you look at the golden rule, which is what I think we should all live by, if you were in that situation, wouldn't you want someone to help you out if you couldn't get back on your own feet?